Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone out there in Veve, Ecomi, crypto land. Let's get this started. We're going to go through what happened with the crash. Well, let's just say it's a correction with crypto. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I think you guys can. But we're going to touch on Ecomi, how it held up. We're going to go over Jeremy Padawer, what he said in some recent interviews. We're going to go over, the community, what things have been happening. It's been, I think, about 4 or 5 days since I've done a video or hopped on a stream. So we've got a few things to catch up on, as well as what Noah recently said in the Discord around MTL. So thanks everyone for hopping in here. Let's see who we got. We got Fabrice. We got some OGs in the house who've been with me since day one. Thank you, Fabrice. We got AR, Brandon, Michael, Whitey Boy. What's up? Donner, Anonymous. All right, let's go. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We're going to get into some of the fun facts and things that are happening. Let's see, which mode do you guys like me in? This one looks pretty good. All right, so like I said, I'll be covering a little bit about Bitcoin, what happened, Ecomi. Obviously, if you hold, it's funny, is if you hold the OMI, you've seen a little bit of a drop down, but not as much as if you've been holding some other crypto, which is actually pretty cool to see because OMI has been in a downtrend, but it held up really well during this flash crash versus some other altcoins that, it was kind of brutal to see. But if you're in here, thanks everyone for hopping on this morning. Hit that like button. Go ahead and retweet my tweet. I let everyone know that we're going to be doing this drop together, which we will be doing for Avengers number. I'm not sure why my iPad is so small here, but we're going to be doing this drop together. I think it's always fun to kind of do these drops as a community, get everyone kind of riled up. We get to see, all right, like who got the rare, who got the common, who got the secret. I've had a few people get secret rares on my channel, and I'm just like, I can't wait for when I actually get like a really quality comic secret. I actually found out by mistake, I actually did get a secret rare at Decon of like the cheapest comic today, but I was still stoked. I was like, I spent $7 and I sold it for 500, which that kind of ROI anywhere else, like how else do you do this? These are literally digital lottery tickets. So we're going to talk a little bit about Avengers number 47, is it? Yes. And what kind of worth it could have, but we're going to go a little bit more into this, and let's go. Good morning, Sora. Good morning, Ted from Ireland. Thanks so much for joining in. I'm not sure what time it is over there. So I got Storm Seeker at number 250. You got number 255. I saw it's on for sale around like 850, but that's actually still a really good price. I mean, I think people are sleeping on some of the animated ones, specifically Storm and Loki Gator. But let's get into it, fam. So as we can see, OMI is still down from its highs. It was bouncing up to like over 0.006. And then we had some FUD that happened. And then we had, of course, what happened with Bitcoin. Now, what happens is, what's great to see is OMI is not directly following Bitcoin and some of the other altcoins as close as, what happened with Bitcoin is it dropped substantially. Like this is the second biggest drop to happen in this year. We saw the first one, it actually more than halved. It dropped over 50% from 63,000 back in April down to a low of 30,000 that consolidated down all the way into July, which was like the peak low. And we saw it move back up and then corrected. And then it actually broke all-time high, and then now had a big sell-off and what is going to be a big correction. And it's funny, is like people are like, oh, it's the start of a bear market. You know how many people told me in this span right here that we were in a bear market? And I was like, no, we're not. It doesn't make sense. It's a vast, I guess, bear run during a bull cycle. But I knew that we would bounce back. I was adding, and if you were adding, it was a great time to make some money. But what happened here was it was caused by a number of things. But when you're actually, so I'm a stock market trader as well. And what happened was the SPY dropped severely, like a lot of fear in the market because of what's happening with Omicron variant, and a lot of countries kind of freaking out. That was a big thing. There was actually a overselling. Basically, a lot of liquidity was just not there and was leaving out, and a lot of over leveraged or leveraged trading was actually happening. That was really not panning out. So it actually caused a big, massive correction. And that's what happened with the crypto markets. So we are in a big correction, but it's already actually starting to bounce back a little bit. And I've seen a lot of altcoins kind of doing the same. Now with OMI, we actually did just get a big update on MTL. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. Where is it? VV chat. Let's go ahead and type in Noah-san, which, by the way, I did touch on this before. If you're not doing this every day, just once a day, check in on the VV Discord, because all you have to do is click this present on the most recent one, and you are able to actually do a giveaway. So as you can see, every single day for the next, I guess now about 19 more days, they're doing these giveaways. And so Z Fenescally won the Mr. Fantastic, like people are winning comics, and you can see every single day someone is winning. So right now it ends at 12 p.m. PST. So I'm not sure what time it is for you, but just click the present and you're in the raffle. But let's go to VV chat. And as you can see, where was the MTL update from Noah? Boom. All right, MTL update. So cash out MTL is in beta testing now in the company and will roll out to everyone over the next few weeks. That's the update that we've been waiting for, right? Is like, we know there's going to be like a tier of people, and then it's going to be rolled out slowly, they said, to like 20 to 50 users at a time, but over the next few weeks. So it sounds like everyone will have the ability to cash out by the end of this year, right? So that's 3 more weeks. So that is what I was kind of waiting to see, is like, how long is this rollout going to be? We'll be able to convert gems to USD. We'll just need to submit a KYC verse to verify identity, which should take less than 24 hours once available. Now, what's cool about this too is if KYC is needed in order to cash out, if people are botting, which we know that bots exist, what this means is that they're going to actually not going to be able to do KYC, at least I imagine not, or they'll be able to find out who actually is behind some of these fake accounts, because someone's going to make the mistake. Someone's going to choose to KYC, and they're going to be able to see, well, there's all this funny activity that's been happening in the audit trail of these accounts. And then they can see who the master accounts are, who are doing these bottings. Or what's going to happen is they're still going to have to sell for gems and things offline, not through MTL, which it's going to probably be a little bit harder to do because people will now be able to cash out. So this will also potentially help with some of the botting as well. So we finally have a big update on MTL and the ability to cash out of the app. Everyone will have access over the next few weeks. Thank you so much, Noah, for letting us finally know this piece. And yes, Super Duper Hank, what's up, Super Duper Hank? Asks, is the Discord free? It is free to join. That is the Veve official Discord. Let me go ahead and throw in the link down here. And thanks everyone who's just joining. If you have not yet, please hit that like button. Boop, boop. All right. Veve Discord. So if you haven't yet, again, you can participate in the drops in this chat with the community. It's pretty solid. All right, let's continue on. So I got to be a part of this. Shout out to the amazing, as always, Wendy Stibalis, who did do a stream with myself, everyone was in it. Myself, Real Randy Chavez, Jeremy Padawer was the main star, Nana, Comics and Crypto, Sean, John Dunn, Claire, Mark Hune, and Anthony Chung. This was really cool. I had to hop off about halfway through because I did have a work call, but we did get some pretty cool little information. Like, we kept teasing, of course, about like Pokemon, and we couldn't get a direct answer out of him, of course not, but he did say a lot of credit to Ecomi and Veve and their licensors, and basically like that no other company really has achieved the amount of licensor and IP success that Ecomi and Veve has in such a short amount of time. And that really speaks wonders. Like, I think it's pretty obvious at this stage that we are going to be the ones who are the first that come out with the Pokemon NFT license. I don't know if it'll be this year. I don't know if it'll be the start of next year. I think there's still some big things to happen in December, but I'm not really getting my hopes up for it for the end of December. I'm really thinking it's going to be a solid way for them to kick off the new year. We know that we're over 1 million active monthly users. We know that number is steadily growing. And I think we're going to see probably some more other licensors happen at the end of this year. And then we'll go ahead and see Pokemon probably the start of year in what I believe will be the card form first, the trading card game. And then we'll see eventually, once we have Immutable and everything like that up and ready to go, we'll be able to have some of the actual collectibles. Now, Jeremy did say a couple things in this. He did say, where is my, there it is. First of all, Logan Paul found out about Ecomi and Veve from Jeremy Padawer, which was really cool to hear. So I know several people actually came to the community after they saw and heard about OMI from Logan Paul when he was saying it was a wagon, like way back in March, April. He also said at 1:13, he did say, let me see if I can play this real quick.
The other thing that honestly that Veve's done is lock down these licenses. So that's the one benefit to licensing. You're not.
Can you guys hear that?
Compete over the license is already done. I mean, it's like, so it's also kind of, you know, one of the beautiful things about license in general is once Wendy has her apparel license allocated, it's not like.
So what he said at 1:13, I hope you guys can hear that. My volume with like streaming all that has always been kind of odd. Awesome, you guys can hear it. So what he said was they have some of these licensors locked down. Now that's the piece that's good to know, because we know some licensors can do things with other companies, right? Like we've seen where there's like a DeLorean drop with Flare Network many, many months ago. I remember there's like people fudding about it, like, oh, like if they have DeLorean, is it going to lose value in our DeLoreans? That was like a thing for like a week. And then no one really cared anymore about those DeLoreans. And no shame or hate on Flare Network or XRP. I love XRP, but it isn't as much of an issue when these smaller licensors like CBS goes and works with another company. But we can hear that there are some licensors who are locked in or who are locked partnerships. So it is potential that at least when it comes to these collectibles, this style of what is these NFTs that are being dropped, maybe that it means that Disney is locked in. Maybe that means that Marvel is locked in, right? So these are all really good things to hear. And he even did say at 16:33, these are my notes, so let me jump back. He even did say that we do confirmed, at least they did say in the past that we have a majority of the Disney drops, right? But he did say all.
I have, you go down the list, but they'd be the biggest toy company in the world, bigger than Mattel, Hasbro, Jazzwares. They'd be bigger than all of us in that space. So what they've managed to accomplish in the mass-oriented community in such a short period of time has been pretty spectacular. And that's essentially what I communicated to Gary, and I described what V is to him. And
maybe that wasn't a 1633, but in this interview, he did say that they have all of the Disney licenses. So again, I touched on it before, but that means ESPN, right? So that means National Geographic, Nat Geo. So I think we'll see more, and we already saw like several come out of that Disney umbrella, right? We saw Disney, we saw Pixar, we saw Fox with The Simpsons. We recently just saw Jim Henson's company, The Muppets. So it's going to keep unraveling, and we're seeing more and more of these Disney drops. And for one, we saw Star Wars, right? Like I'm still waiting to see some of those other collectibles. Like they could actually live off Disney for basically a couple years, but we're going to see some of that unravel as more and more licenses come. So that was really cool to see. And I did actually see also Crypto Baby had a direct interview with Jeremy Padawer as well. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I did see he showed his crystal Pikachu, which I think is really cool. And I think I love Crypto Baby's reaction because she's just like, whoa, I need me one of those. And so I'm really looking forward to watching this. But he did also talk about in that interview bringing Neopets, or he said like, he's like, oh, I could hop on a call right now and bring Neopets or bring in Club Penguin. And I think that's really cool to hear because we've touched on it, but their connections stem like years and decades ago. And he's just saying like, oh, I could hop on and bring this company. Like they can really just hop on a call and make it and like, hey, it's been a while. homie, do you want to hear about Veve and how I can make you some money? And you should sign a partnership with them. Like, it was pretty cool to hear him say stuff around that. I'm not sure how relevant Neopets is today. Like, I played with them back in the day. I don't know how many active monthly users they still have, but I think it was just kind of cool to hear him talk about how, you know, he can sign more licensors and be involved with Ecomi and Veve. What's going on? We got NFT Pirates in the house. We got Shaq. Good morning, everyone. I was going to touch on some of the, let's see, we've got 15 minutes left, right? Yep, we got 14 minutes left in this drop. Get everyone's align gate ready. I'm not sure why my screen is so small right here. Get ready to jam. Boom, 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 boom. I've noticed that, have you guys noticed that the blind box format is now gone, which is kind of interesting. Like, why, like where you would click on the, where the buy now button was not on it. I'm wondering why that is. Maybe they're only doing that with now collectibles and not just comics. So we got 13 and a half minutes. Let's continue on. But shout out to everyone who's in here. I appreciate you guys hopping in. I love doing these drops together. Let's see. What's up, OMI homies? Taps. Got to say, I love when you stream drops. Appreciate it, bro. I get caught up at work and forget to participate. Oh, no. I'm happy that the notifications didn't help you. I do remember him saying that he did have news coming from Logan Paul, and we never actually heard it. So maybe it's still being on the works. I'm curious if he's doing something with the Pokemon trading card game online, because I knew that they're doing a revamp. Questions that moves, stick the path. OMI sleeping for so long. Why OMI sleeping for so long? Why actually he's going backwards? Yeah, it has been going backwards, but that's just more time to accumulate. It's like, obviously there's been nothing new that's happened with OMI, so everything that is still ahead of it to hit is hopefully going to happen really, really soon. I mean, they've been teasing the IMX migration for quite some time, and I think them like David Yu hopping on and alluding to IMX, Immutable X hopping on and alluding to Ecomi and Veve. I think we're right at the gates. It just needs to happen, right? Like they need to actually just have it happen. And I think we're hopefully in the final testing, but we did see at the beginning of the stream, if you're just now hopping in, that MTL is happening, that it is being rolled out and should be completely available to all to cash out over the next couple of weeks, is what Noah said in the Veve Discord. Shout out to Delargo. What's up, my brother? Algo Lords, take my money, Taps. Thank you so much for the super chat. Delargo is a homie. Check out his YouTube channel as well. But let's continue on. What's up, NFT Pirates? Pirates, I am so happy that you're in both of the Twitter spaces. So I wanted to show this because, you know, some of you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Some of you have a Twitter, some of you don't. I didn't have a Twitter, I think, until like May. And forever, people were like, dude, you need to get a Twitter. Like, that's where the community lives. It's where they breathe. Like, it's very interactive. And I finally made one. I never had a Twitter before. I didn't understand it. And then I made it. And now, like, I'm there every single day talking to people, interacting with people. And it's great. But what I was super sleeping on was Twitter Spaces. And I've been jumping in Twitter Spaces over the past couple months. It's been really, really fun and exciting. And they have been some awesome, like there's Back of the Class, there's the Vaultaholics, but Traps Wellington actually had a Vaultaholics where like Athena Crypto Baby was in there, the Gale, NFT Pirates, Rebel Duck, True Tech Junkie, Fancy Fingers, Gary, Tails. I mean, tons of people were hopping in here and the vibe was dope. Like Traps hopped in and he said, let's keep it positive. Like, we're not going to be spreading any FUD or being negative in here. He said, if you are, I'm going to boot you, which I thought was absolutely amazing because there's been way too much negativity in the community, and the price is reflecting, I think, some of that as well, because like our community is so strong and very passionate, but when it is all negativity, I mean, it just kind of weighs on you, and it was weighing on me. So this actually helped me rebound a little bit and kind of think, all right, I need to create more content again. Like when it's always just negativity, you don't really want to be involved in, right? I want to report the facts. I don't want to report negativity reviews or over pumping for views. I want to make sure I give it to you guys straight. But when it's all negative within the community and not even tied to really like Ecomi and Veve Direct, it weighs on you. So I was happy to be in this. And then immediately after that, Cavell Anderson actually had a Twitter Spaces, which I think was his first one. at least I've never seen him done one. And that was also extremely cool to see. I think there's like 200 of us in there, a bunch of content creators, a lot of people who are active in Twitter, a lot of the community in here. And he was talking about paid groups versus free groups, which I think it was actually a really productive conversation following, you know, what happened with Foster and Andre Jick and all that stuff. And it was kind of cool to see, like, I get the value of paid groups. And I was kind of like, do I want to make one? I'm not sure. I need to wait. And then I get obviously the value of free groups, right? Like there's so much information out there. And I think there's value to be in both, right? Like you can focus on specific content. If you create a paid group, which I know, you know, Cavell has one, I think a few others do. I'll eventually have one as well. I'd love for you guys to join once that goes live, but I'm going to wait a little bit. And then they talked about the free groups. And now a lot of people have reached out to me and asked for me, like, on my thoughts on what happened with the Andre Jick and Foster thing. And I don't want to be negative. I don't want to feed into too many of the things that's happening, but I will say I don't think it was rolled out well. I think that could have been done, you know, very, very differently. I think it definitely looked a certain way. Overall, I think, yeah, we do know a little bit more than Andre, but I think because 95% of all of our subscribers are Ecomi Veve homies, like this is what you guys do. Like most of you, or a lot of you, are all in on Ecomi and Veve, right? If Andre Jick wants to join our community and do content, I'm supportive on that. And if he were to do it just by himself, I think it would actually be a little bit devalued, right? Because he's coming in, he's being excited, and 95% of his audience don't know OMI and Veve. So I think him working with his own community is really great because he can onboard them into our community, and then they'll naturally find Cavell Anderson. They'll find NFT Pirates. They'll find me. And then it also creates the opportunity maybe where we could do an interview with Andre. Like he could hop on my channel, or I could hop on his channel, or he could hop on Cavell's channel, right? So I think long-term, it's a good thing. And I think like, and I think if Foster hops in and watches my streams, I'm not sure if he does. I will say this, that when I first found out about Foster early, like months and months ago, it was around the whole Ben thing. And I didn't know what to think about him. Like I didn't really trust him at first. And so I didn't add him on Twitter. I didn't do anything like that. And then I saw he was putting out good content. I saw that he was actively caring about the community. I saw that he was, you know, interviewing Reese and all that. And so I eventually like joined a group that he was in, and he's actually a stand-up dude. So I don't know if he meant ill will by this. I don't think he did. I do believe that he had the best intentions. I think how it was rolled out was really bad. And I don't think they should have really said it was like to focus on his retirement. I think it should have been like, hey, Andre wants to be a part of the community and it's going to be better for us. So I think all was rolled out, but I thought Cavell did a really good job on covering a video after that and kind of bringing to light some of that, as well as touching on the paid groups versus free groups. So those are my 2 cents. I think it'll be good long term, and we'll see how it translates. Right? Like I already saw some people have joined that Patreon. I haven't joined or anything yet. I do support Andre's content. I think he knows a lot more about investing in crypto than I do, which is really cool to see. But I do think that some of us know more about OMI and Veve, and we'll see how that all translates. And there's more in the family, right? There's more to jump in, and we can educate them as they come in. I love seeing stuff like this. So the community has been very, very much higher up and stronger, and I'm happy to see that. What's going on? We've got some more people in the house. Oh, thanks, dude. It was so great to chat with you last night. Agree, so many incredible community members. Anyone who doesn't have Twitter should get one. Opportunity to learn a ton. I 100% agree. Like you see so many cool things from Ecomi and Veve on Twitter. They just hit 150K on Twitter. I mean, they're constantly retweeting things from the community, giving us updates by the month, by the day, by the week. They're retweeting streams so you can see who's doing what. I mean, and like Twitter is really where business lives, and it's where crypto lives. So I highly recommend. Oh, we got 6 minutes to go. So let's real quick before we do the drop together. Let's see. Hold on. We got what's up, Dez? Dez, dude, I thought you were in Twitter Spaces with Cavell too. And I got to say, yeah, you brought it, man. Like your 2 cents that you threw in during that Twitter Spaces was solid. So thank you for the super chat. Tapgate.io. What's Tapgate.io? I need to check that out. What's going on, guys? When IMX? Yeah, we're still waiting for Immutable X. Good morning. What's up, Wendy? I covered Jeremy Padawer, your stream. Good job. I was happy to be a part of that, so thank you. And let's see, we've got 4 minutes. All right, with 4 minutes left on the clock, I'm going to cover something that, who was it who did it? I need to go back and see who tagged me in this, but Metaverse Ecology from CoinHub. So this was posted, I guess it was from November 4th, which I'm surprised no one else saw it, but someone tagged me in it recently. And we can see when it looks at the Metaverse economy or what it looks like, at least from their point of view, they have a bunch of different categories: DAO, music, code base, advertising. Like, they covered a lot of different projects here. But when we look at NFTs in the Metaverse ecology, what's the first one that sticks out? OMI. So there are some companies, some crypto that is actually starting to realize, if they're in the know about how the Veveverse will be coming, that OMI has a spot in the metaverse. It just isn't realized yet because we have nothing to show, right? We have nothing to tangibly show that the Veveverse is coming, what it looks like. There's no way to get really people excited, but it's along a lot of big names here, right? Like, OMI is next to Super Farm, which is Elio Trades, also a Mutable X project. RFox, Red Fox, so Labs, which is also a Vault project. We've got Eternity Chain, which Jeremy Padawer is an investor in as well. We've got Ghost, we've got Sand, we've got Mana, we've got Loot, we've got Doge, which I'm kind of curious why that's there. But this was actually really cool to see. And yeah, I mean, we got like some of the GameFi, like Engine, Yoshi. So I think as more find out about the Veveverse, as more larger YouTubers eventually start covering Ecomi and Veve, we will see us get some recognition in the metaverse space. So, all right, guys, we've got 2 minutes and 36 seconds. So I will continue on. I'll actually go over some of what this comic is. This is what we're doing today, Avengers number 47. I actually really dig the Secret and the Ultra variant. Like, this is one of the cooler looking comic covers that I haven't really seen something as, in my opinion, as cool since the Thanos Ultra Rare. So I really like this one. I think it'd be really cool to pick up. We've got 2 minutes left. Of course, this is done in blind box fashion. There are 30,000 editions. 1967 is when this one was published, and it is at the price of $7. Digital lottery ticket, guys. Like, you definitely want to go for these every single week. Not financial advice, but you can make some serious money. And we've seen comics have been shooting up in value, and this one actually holds pretty solid value. Like, right now, there's an 8.5 grade, which is not obviously like high nines, not 10, which 10 is good luck to find. Selling for about $1,000 on eBay. So it actually has pretty good value. But let's go ahead and do this drop. Got 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right. Let's see. 5 minutes until the drop, guys. High tap sounds like a lot of licenses. Hasn't been revealed. Do you think Veve in contract to not roll out these licensed NFTs until a certain time? I think they sometimes have a set time to roll them out, and then the licensor changes their mind or moves things around, or Veve moves things around. So it's usually, it sounds like, on the licensor, though, to decide when they can actually roll out. Let's see. All right, we've got less than a minute. Everyone get your fingers ready. Let's do this. And then I'm going to actually cover a little bit about this comic. And I'm also going to cover what I will be streaming later today, which is an interview with Dan Schabel, which is, he's probably the most prolific person in our community and also extremely active. So I'm going to cover that after this drop, but let's get towards it. We've got 30 seconds. All right. Get your devices ready, people. I have my 2 devices ready to go. Don asked, should I sit on my router? You should sit on your router, wear a tinfoil hat, make sure that you're spooning the router in the best fashion, give it some love, and you should be able to secure. All right, here we go. Well, I failed on that one, but I succeeded. Got a CAPTCHA. Oh, wait, did I not fail? Motor bus. Find the motor bus. Oh, I didn't fail on that one, huh? It looked like it did. Motor bus. I hate these captures, man. Boom. I think we got two. I think we got two on the drop. I think we succeeded, guys. Are we winning? Oh, it turned red. What? I got one then. How did it go to Kepcha and then tell me no? That's very frustrating. I wonder if it's because did they do something? Well, I don't know. I'm wondering because I got it on the same account, but it looked like I got two there. Used 4 phones and got 3. Oh, it's frustrating. I had 2. What? So let's see. I got 5,000. Sorry, my dog's barking. But we succeeded on today's drop. Let's see how everyone else did. All right. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone. Let's go. Matic just announced partnership with Recur. Did they? Ooh, let's check that out. Didn't get it. Ah, sorry, AR. Hopefully you can pick up on the rebound. Let's see. We got. Oh, let's go for the rebound too. David Gonzalez got 4 phones. He has 4 phones and got 3. All right, we're gonna go for the rebound too. It usually happens at about 2 minutes. But then sometimes your Wi-Fi sucks and then you can't get it at the 2-minute mark. That's the one thing is now everyone goes for rebounds. So if you don't, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it doesn't work. Like, yeah. So it looks like the rebound's not really going for me. Unfortunately, sold out. Yep. Let's see if we can get it. I think it was too late from that 2-minute mark, but sometimes you get lucky on the 4-minute as well. So we'll try again on there. But how'd everyone else do? So I got number 5,081. Let's see. Got one. Good job, NFT Pirates. Why don't they cap the drops to 1 per account? They might have, man. Like, I'm wondering. So David Gonzalez, if you're still here, man, are you using 4 phones, all the same account, or are they all different accounts? Because I'm using 1 account. It looked like I got 2, and then I did the CAPTCHA, and then this one was like, nope, sorry, like I'm not sure what happened there. So I'm wondering, because I got 1 on the same account, did it not allow this one? So does multiple devices only work when you have more than 1 account? Because it used to be able to get more than 1 on 2 accounts, but I haven't been able to lately. So that might be a thing other than rebounds. Let's see. Team 0. No. Got the L. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. And nope, didn't get captured at all and got 3. Got my first official drop. Nice. Congrats, Javier. Let's go. I think rebounds are at 4 minutes. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Let's keep going. Let's try. See, look at this is what happens with me. And so I'm wondering, like, my Wi-Fi should be good, but I think there's so much bandwidth people going for rebounds now that it just doesn't work, which is very frustrating to see. Or maybe it's my phone. Maybe I need to get off Wi-Fi. That could be it, actually. I usually hop off Wi-Fi and use 5G, but that might have been actually the issue because I'm streaming. Oh, I didn't even think about that. So, yep, now it's loading much quicker. Well, I still got one, but I definitely need to be on 5G and not on my direct Wi-Fi when I'm doing this. All right, so shout out to everyone who's able to secure one. Congrats. As you saw, we were able to get one ourselves. And what's funny is this one, technically they both secured. So I'm really curious if there is only 1 per account. But my iPad that I got that on, the one that you can see right here, like everyone says like, oh, the fastest technology, which has helped me a little bit. But this is an old iPad. Like, it's a couple years old and it still has gotten me drops every now and then, as we saw today. So it isn't always necessarily the technology. Sometimes it's just how fast your finger is, where it is to beat out the other, 30,000 people who are going for these drops. Let's see. Des got 2. Nice. 694. Dude, you have awesome. I've seen some of your minutes and you crush these drops. Got 3 now. What? Man, you guys are crushing this. Got a 04 rebound. Congrats. 1104. Nice. You guys are really good at these rebounds. Yes, got one on the 4-minute rebound. Congrats. Question, could we get a secret rare? Is it random? Yeah, it's completely randomized. So you just kind of get what you get. And I've had it before where like you try to guess the mint. If you're like, oh, if it's lower or if it's higher, like then it's probably secret rare. That's not the case. It is completely randomized when it comes to secret rares, ultra rares. Like, so you can see a mint number and you have no idea what kind it is until you actually receive it, which I think makes sense, right? Top of every 4 minutes taps. So does that mean there's another one at 6 minutes? Or I guess that'd be 2 minutes, right? No luck for me on rebound, but let's continue on. So shout out to everyone who's able to secure one. If you're not able to, I mean, good luck on the next one. I will be continuing to do drops. I think it's fun to do together, but I am happy to see, Ren just says OMI price is going up. Let's check it. I'm getting notifications on my phone for other alts that are up. Yeah, you're right. It is rebounding. Is the market moving up? So what's cool is this morning. So like I said, Bitcoin actually dropped substantially over the past past week. And it's, I think, going to do a V-shaped recovery, which means alts will do the same. And I think OMI will reflect eventually as well, even though it trades very differently. But this morning I was woken up, like over the past week, I saw in my stocks, like on Friday, like thousands of dollars just started dropping, right? And then which you're like, okay, cool, something's happening FUD wise. And then what happens is later in the day or the next day, crypto follows. Like crypto still very much ties to the traditional markets, which is one of the benefits of being a stock trader as well, is like you kind of get a little precursor to see if the market's going to be up or down in crypto. And this morning I woke up to plus thousands of dollars. So I was like, okay, cool. The market is rebounding already after falling a very, very bearish weekend. So I think crypto will do the same, and happy to see some of it already happening. I think the overreaction of what was happening with Omicron is finally coming to realization that it was just a big kind of, meh. If you're able to secure a secret rare, ultra rare, this is one I think is pretty solid. I think it's one of the first comics we've had in a while that will actually hold some solid value. As we've shown, like, some of the, and I think someone can find like a 9.4 and above grade on what those sell for. We'll actually kind of get to see like what a secret rare might be worth. And I'm not a comic expert, but I've been speaking with some of the comic experts like NFT Pirates. I've been speaking with Comics and Crypto, Sean, who, man, they provide some of the best knowledge. And I'm actually looking forward to hopefully having NFT Pirates and Comics and Crypto on my channel eventually to speak and educate all of you, as well as myself, further on some of comics in the next week or two. But actually, later on today, if you haven't seen, I'm going to have Dan Schauble on the channel. Now, some of you have heard me speak about Dan. I'm going to be doing an interview with him directly later today at 2:30 p.m. PST. Now, if you're wondering who Dan Schauble is, he joined the community back in around like late August, September. Very, very outspoken about comics as well as collectibles. What are the holy grails? Who are the blue chips that you want to collect? And he is probably one of the more established, like big names in our community who is active, like big in the community and what he does for us. And when you think about who he is, I mean, he is a New York Times best-selling author, managing partner of Workplace Intelligence, workplace researcher, global keynote speaker, podcast host, and career expert. He's interviewed like Gary Vee multiple times. He's interviewed Tom Bilyeu. He's interviewed Kevin Smith. He's interviewed Rick Ross. Like, he has a massive Rolodex himself because he was actually one of the first really like large authors to put out like how to leverage social marketing. And he's Inc. 30 Under 30, Forbes 30 Under 30, Business Insider 40 Under 40, 20 entrepreneurs you should follow from Bloomberg Business. He has done 22,000 media interviews, 2,700 successful people interviewed. He's worked for Forbes and like written direct articles for them. I mean, the guy is well established, and we are extremely lucky to have him as an outspoken voice. Him and Jeremiah O. Yang in our community, and so he's in a group with me and NFT Pirates and a couple others where we have these conversations, and he drops knowledge. So I asked him like a month ago. I was like, dude, I would love to have you on my channel to drop some of the knowledge that you bring to the community. In a wider sense, right? To like go through some of the questions, like how you got into the community, and to really understand like what are your thoughts on physical versus virtual. I guess where Ecomi and Veve as a whole are going to go. Like he knows big companies. He knows big leaders of companies who went from like startup to massive companies. So I want to get his take on where he really sees Ecomi and Veve going, because he's so passionate about Veve, is an avid collector, that I'm really curious to get his take on where he sees it going. And then also why they'll continue to be so successful, not just now, but also through the bear market. So that will be coming later today. I'll be streaming it, so you guys should hop in and ask questions, share your 2 cents. Happy to see. And again, he's driven a lot of different books and a lot of success to this community. So that is pretty much it for the stream, guys. Let's take a couple questions and we will wrap up our morning. And again, join me again for the stream later on today, but let's take a few questions, see what you guys have questions on. And again, if you were able to secure that drop, congrats. Thanks, Scotty, for the appreciative chat. Coffee. Congrats to all the wins. Can anyone give advice on reserving order syndrome? Really frustrating through my Samsung. Oh, you mean order syndrome? Advice on reserving. So are you trying to say ordering like Samsung? So I've actually heard Samsungs are quicker than iPhones. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So like if you're not doing a line gate or tap or rhythm gate or whatever it is, like you should really look into that, because that's been what's most effective. Like I use a line gate, and as we can see, it works and it's been effective for me. I probably secure every other drop. At least that's been, so if I can get 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3, I'm happy at this point. We got James Cook in the house. Is having a low edition actually that valuable in Veve? Like if there's 6,500, having a mint in the top 1,000 actually matter? Yes. Not just on collectibles, but on comics as well, because you could have a secret rare that is, let's say 11,000. Now there'll be random mints, but then you could have a secret rare that is, let's say like 248. I think Des actually said that he had like a low mint from this drop. Those stand out further. And even though they're not like right next to each other, if you have like a low 1,000 or a low 100 comic, they're that more or less, right? You have to actually look and see which ones are for sale. And if you have number 248 and the next high or next lowest mint is, let's say 2,000 something, like that's 10x, at least it looks 10x in terms of the mint number, right? So having a low mint number in collectibles, of course, has more value, but having a low mint in the comics also has a lot of value as well. And there's no set way on how to lay them out yet. Like the grading structure, I think makes the most sense to apply to mints. And I think Sean from Comics and Crypto has been working on something like this. And I think he'll be sharing it soon, or maybe he already has, but I think he'll be sharing it hopefully on my stream with him directly in the near future as well, and kind of go through like how they establish grades to mints with comics. But yeah, we'll get into more of that as well. Let's see. Comey Watcher Taps. Thanks for all the great videos. Cool. Comics and Crypto and NFT Pirates are ones to avoid. What? He tell the community a common Marvel one. So commons have been shooting up, man. Like I like Comics and Crypto and NFT Pirates are probably the most like, well, and Dozer. Like those 3 are the absolute, like the comic guys. Like they know their stuff. So I definitely don't understand the ones to avoid on them. Like, and they were right about the commons, right? Like when you look at common comics for the Marvel #1, they're shooting up in value. So I mean, I wish I got and held on to more commons, to be fair. Like you could, like obviously the secret rares make sense, the ultra rares make sense, but commons have been doing really well when they're with the right comics, like Fantastic Four, Marvel #1. I mean, or Marvel Comics #1, not Marvel #1. So yeah, I would definitely say they're the right ones to follow. Congrats. Finally got a comic. The 5 steps worked. Congrats, man. Oh, so you were hugging the router. You yelled at David Yu, right? You got to yell David Yu, and if you don't do that, then you won't secure it. You got to yell at the top of your lungs. That's U gate. Let's. Everyone always makes these fun little gate names. I'm gonna come up with my own. U gate is where you yell David Yu when you're going for it to secure it. We'll do it next stream. I'll yell David Yu. Yep. Todd Father confirms Samsungs are much quicker than iPhones. I've seen people get more drops with Samsungs than anyone else. So yeah, I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm an iPhone guy. Like, it just makes things so much easier. Let's see. Samsungs aren't quicker than Apple. Everyone has an opinion, right? Like, some people are more successful yet with it. Some are not. Let's see. Is it delivered yet? Let's find out. I'm curious to see what I got. Nope, still pending for me. I hope I got an Ultra. I love that, how it looks. All right, so real quick, what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, someone said Recur announced a partnership with and I've touched on it before, like even Jeremy Padawer on the interview, I asked him, like, you know, are we in a space where we should be really worried about any threats or competition? And he pretty much confirmed, like, no, we're not. Everything is still so new, and there's so much space. But Recur hasn't even really said that they're in digital collectibles. Like, we know they have digital experiences. We know we have the portal dropping, I think, in the next day or two. I think 2 days. But they did say that they announced a partnership with Polygon, announcing Recur and Polygon are official primary blockchain partner for. So that just means that they're going to be minting on Polygon, which awesome. I'm happy to hear that, because gas fees are absolute nightmare. And I've minted many things on Ethereum. I've minted many things. I've minted many things on Ethereum, Polygon, Binance, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, Immutable X. I mean, yeah, so any option outside of Ethereum at this point with high gas fees, I'm happy to see that. So this saying that they're working with Polygon, I mean, cool. Like, I have Polygon. I'm a supporter of it. There's a critical outage of Amazon Web Services affecting all companies using their service, and including us. Ooh, hopefully that doesn't affect the drop. Let's see. I saw that they did announce that their Care Bear license. So I'm wondering if this is the drop. Like, is it a picture? Is it this guy? When it says experience, like, I'm really curious about this project. I want to see what it is. I don't think it's really a mass, like, it could be potentially like a competitor of Veve's and Ecomi's, but I don't see it as like a big competitor, depending on what happens with how Gary Vee talks about it, because he's also involved with Candy, which is another thing that we haven't really seen much of. And he's been talking about it for months. So I think this will be probably several months. We'll see more of it evolve throughout the next year, but I will be actually doing the drop. So this does drop. Let's see. I want to grab a portal. Recur NFT forever. I want to grab probably about two or three portals. The pass. 1 day and 23 hours. So it is dropping my time, Pacific Standard Time, at 8 o'clock. Wait, am I counting that right? Yep, 8 o'clock in the morning, PST on Thursday. Oh man, I'm going to be out of town too. I'll figure it out. I got to figure out how to link my account and all that. For some reason, I have trouble with, I don't do MetaMask on mobile. I never set it up, and like, it won't let me transfer my account from my plugin over here over to my mobile. I see I got a super chat. Thanks so much, Philippe, for the super chat. Thanks, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you. Got a comic 5 minutes in. Congrats. So happy. I've been getting rebounds 5 drops in a row. Insane. Wow. Good for you, dude. Crushing it. All right. Let's see. Let's take 2 more, and then we are going to hop out. Gualiwa says, defiantly, Recur is going to better, especially when Veve NFTs form IP, stay centralized, which I think it ID going to be Veve strategy, closed ecosystem. So I disagree only well, so I think they have their own places, right? So I think Recur will be doing really well. Like we'll see plenty of other platforms and digital collectibles that will do really well. And even though Palm on Nifty is not, it sucks to be honest. Like we saw the Matrix NFTs. If you haven't used Nifty, we saw Space Jam, we saw Matrix, and it is not UI very good. But I've done it. Like I've grabbed, the Space Jam ones. I've grabbed the Matrix guys, and it's pretty rough right now. But I think as the space continues to evolve, like they'll probably do better with some of the NFTs, including some collectibles and things like that. It's still pretty early, but I do think we'll see. I don't think you should sleep on the close versus the opening of what's going to happen with Veve, because we know that Immutable X is happening, and as well as people were saying in Twitter many months ago that, oh, well, Marvel's not going to, open up to OpenSea. And Reese responded to the Twitter and saying, don't be so sure, friend. Like they see what's happening. They see, what's happening with more brands as they open up to OpenSea and other marketplaces. And so he pretty much nulled some of that FUD that was happening. Like, don't assume until we see it. So we could see Marvel or DC or some of these other licensors who we think won't be hopping into an open ecosystem actually happening. So, but I do understand. I do think Recur will do well. I wasn't trying to say that they won't, and that's why I'm going to be buying some, and I'm curious to see how it evolves. But I think Veve will do really well as well. I did try scanning the QR code, and for some reason, something happens where it tells me it won't work. The QR code, let me install MetaMask, and I'll try again. Maybe I just need to update. So it could help getting, I didn't know that. Matrix soon will be on OpenSea. Will it? That's awesome now. Ooh, Todd Father says, I honestly think Marvel will be the first to move. Imagine how much weekly revenue. Dude, because that's the thing, is they could tie in directly the licensor royalty, right? So yeah, I mean, when you think about how much people want like these Spider-Mans, like these Captain Americas, like the quality of these drops compared to what is already out on OpenSea in terms of Marvel content. It's not real Marvel content, right? But real Marvel content, real, like, that you can use the app and then choose to be in a closed gated where you could use an AR, or you just have this actual NFT directly from the IP in OpenSea marketplace. I mean, you're right. Like it's a lot more money for them to generate and make versus just keeping it all in the app. And we know that will list. And then also there'll be people who don't list in OpenSea as well. So it actually will, maybe there's 30,000 or so common Spider-Mans, which they shot up to like $400, which like we're seeing a lot of value in commons versus some of the other, rares and uncommons. Like look what happened with Wonder Woman, right? Like she became a little bit of a blue chip as well. But yeah, I mean, when you think about the fact that there's 30,000 common Spider-Mans, FA that dropped, and they're shooting up in value in the Veve app. But what happens when, let's say, half of them can go into OpenSea and half aren't? They're still in Veve. So there's going to be less in Veve. So there'll be value in that marketplace. And there'll be less in OpenSea because not everyone will want to actually mint them and go through the route of a MetaMask. So there'll be less available in there as well. And some of the whales are going to want to use Immutable X and want to use OpenSea because they have Ethereum. They're Ethereum rich and not fiat rich, right? They keep all their money in crypto. And so it's going to be wild. And I do agree, like, good point, Todd Father, on bringing that up. And yeah, so we are at time, guys. I appreciate everyone hopping in. Join me again at 2:30, where I will be doing my interview with Dan Schaubel, 2:30 PST, I guess I should say. It's going to be a solid interview. I think he's going to drop some knowledge bombs on the community. Big fan of Dan, and just really feel awesome to be able to have him on my channel, and excited for it. So again, congrats to everyone who were able to get some NFT comic drops today, and even on the rebounds. You guys have been crushing the rebounds. So thanks so much. Hit that like button. Leave a comment on the video. I appreciate you guys, and everyone have a great day, and I'll see you later today. Cheers, everyone.